Tensions continue to escalate after U.S. strikes on suspected drug boats off the coast of Venezuela. While taking questions in the Oval Office just yesterday, President Trump said he is not ruling out military action inside Venezuela. The president's comments come as the nation's most advanced warship sits on the waters of the Caribbean. It is the latest addition to the U.S. growing military fleet, and troops in the region are putting pressure on Venezuela. CBS News senior national security correspondent Charlie D'Agata joins us live from Puerto Rico. Charlie, good to see you today. We just got a NOTAM saying the U.S. FAA warns of a potentially hazardous situation in San Juan, Puerto Rico, flight information region due to an increase in state aircraft operations. Sounds really confusing, Charlie. So can you explain what a NOTAM is and just how serious this is or is not?
Well, a NOTAM is a notice to airmen, and it's something that you absolutely have to take seriously because essentially that's a notice to pilots to say, look, there is an increased frequency, increased congestion in the airs, and it kind of stands to the reason. It doesn't necessarily serve as a precursor to military action, although it has in the past. When I've been in parts of the Middle East and there have been NOTAMs issued there, sometimes 1 or 2 days later you'll see airstrikes. In this particular case, we don't want to be that alarmist, but it just underlines the amount of military firepower that is now in this region. So we went to the Roosevelt Roads Naval Base yesterday. F-35s are flying there all the time out of Puerto Rico. Now we've got the USS Gerald R. Ford. It's got 4 squadrons of F-18 fighter jets. It's likely that those are in action, which may be what has impacted or triggered this NOTAM. So it certainly is something to pay attention to, certainly if you're a pilot, to be aware of and to have this increased awareness, especially around that San Juan area. I'm surprised that it was specific to that area about San Juan because all of this is happening here in Puerto Rico and, of course, in the seas off Puerto Rico as well. Some guy's chasing down his dog behind me. And the seas around Puerto Rico, it simply means there's a lot of aircraft in the air. And in addition to that, we just learned this today, the mayor of Aguadilla, there's a base there, a U.S. base, and that's where the Reaper drones are based. And he said these things are taking off all the time. And those are armed with Hellfire missile. So I think if you put that whole composite picture together, that may have been the reason that notice went out, that NOTAM, notice to airmen, of just be on your guard around this area.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. And Charlie, I understand you talked to a local mayor. What did they say? And what have you been seeing out there in terms of ships and also troops?
Yes, well, you can't even make it out, but right behind me is a U.S. Navy supply ship, and that's a ship that they would come into dock. It just came in this morning, and that would refuel, and then it would take fuel to the warships that are now out in the seas around this region. So we're seeing that kind of activity. A couple of days ago, we saw a guided missile cruiser pull up in St. Thomas. St. Croix. So many islands. And the F-35s that are taking off, those are the things that we're seeing. But in addition to that, over in Trinidad and Tobago, the U.S. military, in this case the 22nd Marine Expeditionary Unit, those are Marines, they have been running drills and practices too. So we're aware of that, and we have seen some images come out of the 22 MEU, the Marine Expeditionary Unit. Those are being released by Southern Command. So we're seeing some of that. We haven't been getting much access to it. We persist. We want to get to these areas here in Puerto Rico. They're running training drills in Santiago. So all of this is taking place. Some of it we can see with our own eyes. We're hoping to see those Reaper drones tomorrow. The F-35s are in plain sight, and you see the warships coming by. So you can absolutely feel the frequency in the atmosphere is rising. And some people here on the island, they're happy to see U.S. forces here. They feel better protected. They insist that Puerto Rico is a part of the United States after all. Others are a little bit worried that should there be strikes inside Venezuela, or as you mentioned, President Trump has not ruled out sending in ground forces, that it may antagonize neighbors in this region.
So much to keep your eye on out there. Charlie D'Agata, thank you so much for joining us today.